Hello YouTube, welcome back to another VOD review. This VOD review today is going to be about Emerald 3 rank. Still quite a long way from getting back to Diamond 1, which I peaked about a month ago. I couldn't tell you really honestly why I fell all the way from Diamond 1 back down to Emerald 4, and then there was definitely a lot of tilting and experimenting. I think even the other day I played some Tristana jungle. Just been trying to have a little bit more fun with the game, not thinking too much about the rank. There's been some wins, there've been some losses. I just ended on a nice little win streak here. But even in these losses, I've been having fun because I've actually switched to playing mid lane predominantly over bot lane. I just found you have a lot more control over the game, over the pace of the game, the tone of the game. You're always 2 levels ahead of the AD carry. You get to work more closely with the jungler and influence the map more. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. I take pretty much teleport every game, same runes as bot lane, lethal tempo resolve. So yeah, the game we're going to be looking over today is the mid lane game. It's this one right here, where I went 10-2 and 11. I'm sorry, yeah, this one, 10-2 and 11. Worked pretty well with my jungler in this game, the Fiddlesticks. My bot lane was kind of, mediocre, and then we have a tank Asante who did pretty average. So yeah, my jungler did really well this game. So let's just go ahead and get into the VOD review. As some of you may know, that Tristana did get nerfed for mid lane a while back to make her supposedly better in bot lane and not as oppressive in mid lane. They did add a mana cost to her Q, which was about maybe like a year or so ago now, so that she can't just spam Q in lane and get permanent prio. You have to be a little bit more intentional and conservative with your mana in lane. So we are against an Azir here. Usually you can kind of bully Azir a little bit. But against a good Azir, the problem is that he has that dash. So, you can't, it's not so easy to just jump on top of him, because he will always just, dash away.
30 seconds until minions
and you can't get the W to help proc your bomb. A lot of times if he's spacing well, he'll be just too far out of reach. Pretty good at playing safely. You can kind of punish him if he tries to dash, use the dash to put his soldiers onto you. I think it's the E, right? Yeah, so if he E's onto you, you can kind of fight back. And he's just a pretty strong early laner. And then, at level 6, you don't really want to jump on him too close to tower because he can ult you into his turret, blah, blah, blah. And that did happen to me, I think, once this game. So you kind of just gotta play to scale. If he's not giving you a window. Also in this matchup, we got 2 farming junglers, Shyvana, Fiddlesticks, 2 pretty two junglers that kind of just want to farm. I mean, you might see a gank early, but they really don't want to put themselves behind by ganking before level 6. Let me just put this on a manual camera. Fog of War, my team only. Alright. One thing I could have done this lane that I didn't do was I could have leveled W. I think I accidentally leveled E. One kind of nice tech that you can do against mid-mages especially is level W level 1. And go for a level 1 trade with bone plating. A lot of time you can kind of chunk them to 60%, 70% health. Just with that one level 1 trade with the bone plating, and you'll come out on top in that trade. Here we got a decent level 2 trade, but this is one thing that was also nerfed about Tristana, I believed. They nerfed the base damage on her E. So she doesn't quite blow people up at level 2 the same way that she maybe used to. Nowadays, you actually want to wait for her level 3 spike, and kind of go for an all-in from close to your tower, chase them down to lane, and stack that lethal tempo. So ideally what you want to do is like kind of let yourself get pushed in a little bit, get the wave onto your side, so that at level 3 you can kind of go for a jump in. The reason I'm not doing that here is because Azir can kind of just dash away, and I'll be taking a lot of minion damage, and I don't have that much of a HP advantage. And I don't know where the jungler is. I mean, it's just a Shyvana, but still. I could have maybe gone for that level 3 trade, but you know, we also just got leads in our lanes right now. We got a kill in the... Oh, I'm sorry. No, we're behind. I was gonna say, you know, if you're ahead, you don't have to take as many like risky trades. The main reason I wasn't trading, I think, was because I have no vision on the jungler, and I don't want to get in a situation where I W in, Azir dashes away, I can't proc my bomb for the W reset, and then I get ganked. Now this is kind of annoying because Twitch is here, which I was expecting, by the way. It's a Twitch support. You always have to be mindful of if your bot lane, like if the wave is at their tower like this, a lot of times Twitch is just gonna roam, so you gotta be very careful. That's another reason not to trade, because of Twitch. Now, getting bullied a little bit because the main reason is because I feel like I can't really trade safely, not knowing where the jungle is, and the opportunity at level 3 has kind of passed. At this point, I probably can't really kill the Azir. If you're gonna kill him, it's got to be like at level 3, you know. So yeah, I did misplay this lane a little bit. Leveling E first was kind of bad, so I didn't have kill threat at level 2, level 3. I should have leveled W, gone for that level 1 trade. And maybe, you know, when we were at level 3, even health, I could have gone for a pretty aggressive trade and assumed that Shyvana's not going to just come gank me right away. Like, I can assume she's not like sitting in that side bush waiting to insta gank me or something when I was that high of HP. So I could have been a bit more aggressive, but I'm probably looking at this bot play here, pinging to my team that I'm coming, but yeah, they're not doing very well here. But I do see Shyvana pathing to Dragon, so I probably should have at least checked if she was on drag. I guess I was assuming there's no way I can test with Sona dead. Shyvana spotted again in this bush. Alright, so Azir, I get the teleport out of the Azir, and I'm, I think, probably looking to save up for a BF sword. Even if you have teleport, because I do still go Yuntal first, you don't really want to base without a BF sword. Or if you can save, I should say, if you can't save up to a BF sword, you always should. Can't really contest this dragon here. A lot of times first base, it's okay to just go like longsword cull. I think it gives you enough damage to one-shot under turret the casters. But on that second base, you for sure want BF. Gives you much more kill threat in the lane. With all that AD, your bomb's going to do a lot more damage. Yuntal is kind of a awkward item to build, as many of you may know. If you have to like first base by the slingshot, second base by like a longsword boots, and then by like a refillable, you're just going to have no AD, you know. So a lot of times I do like building that call just for a little bit extra AD for last hitting under tower. But really, you do want to rush that BF sword ASAP. That's why I'm not really trading too much here. I don't really want to make this a volatile lane at this point. Like, my early spike is kind of over. But it's okay, I still scale, you know, just want to get to my key spikes quickly. And the call will be a nice accelerator a little bit later on. Give me a free 180 gold. This is a little bit of an ill-advised trade. I didn't realize that the Azir ult would take me into the tower. Look at that one more time. Yeah, so I thought it was far enough away from the tower, but no. Get kind of lucky that I didn't die here. But it's okay, I have teleport. I was kind of just limit testing a little. But this is the thing about Azir, like, he has to be pushed up pretty far to get away with jumping on him like that. So our team is quite behind this game. We're already 2.5k gold behind. I'm even a little bit behind the Azir in CS. Well, no, I'm mostly even after this wave, but managed to cancel that base. This is one little detail, but one thing that you can do that's very annoying is to cancel people's bases. And enemies will try and do it to you to cancel your base. A lot of times, enemies want to base on a cannon wave, right? Because that's if you base on a cannon, you lose the least amount of CS. So if you know that the next wave is cannon, and you're planning on staying in lane, you can always walk forward, try and get a vision on the enemy, cancel their base, force them to either wait for the next cannon, or drop a wave, or lose their TP, or use their TP. And it's actually a bigger deal than you might expect. So always be looking to cancel bases, and for yourself, make sure you're not taking too greedy of recalls. If the enemy canceling your base would kinda ruin your game plan. Nice trade onto Azir. Don't want to chase him too far. He's just going to ult me. This is kind of a mistake, actually, that I'm noticing with spacing. I should have just ran directly away from that soldier. I was kind of out of the soldier's range here, but I walked back into E range. So. Tristana is a very safe mid laner with the W, but the only problem is that her trading tool, her trading is very dependent on, you know, jumping in, and that jump is the same. She's dependent on that jump to get back out, you know, if the jungler is there. So it's sometimes you're in an awkward situation where you really want to trade, you really want to jump on them, because you know that you can get a good trade, but you're not too sure where the jungler is, so you don't feel safe. So it isn't safe to just jump on them, because if you jump in, you've wasted your W, and you know, if they just flash it or dash out, if they have a dash, you don't have a reliable way to proc the bomb and get your W reset. Most of the time, you know, if it's an immobile champ, or if you have flash yourself, you can usually get the bomb procced and get out, and you can play a little bit more aggressively. But against something like an Azir with the ult and his dash, jumping in always feels a little scary, because I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to proc the bomb. Pretty... Not much to be done here, just a quick kill on Shyvana with the dragon up. That's going to get us this objective. Fast forward a little bit, now that the early lane is over. Looking for a roam, there might have been a bot play there. Missed a couple CS, but I think it's fine. The only problem is Azir does get a plate for that. but it looked like a fight might be breaking out bot. It's usually okay to look for those. Right now I'm playing pretty conservatively because I just want to wait for my teleport. This was kind of a mistake to allow Azir to do this. I don't have too much experience playing against Azir. It's been a while since I played mid lane, so yeah. Staying well, a bit too low on resources. I got lucky that my Sona was in the area and that Shyvana wasn't here. To be honest, it's kind of strange for Azir to ult there without his jungler for backup. Yeah, so what I was going to say was I was just going to play conservatively because my TP is almost back up. But now Azir chunked me pretty heavily, so I do think I have to base. I'll probably end up TPing here. But I may even miss the cannon. We'll see. Giving Azir another plate. So yeah, I didn't really lane too well against this Azir. The main problem is I just didn't respect his ult range. Like the distance that it knocks you, and then the respecting the dashes, the E. Just a little bit of a spacing issue, I think. But usually I'm pretty good at spacing stuff like this. I think it's just I haven't played against Azir in a while. Next time I play this matchup, I think I'll be a bit more on point with that spacing. Maybe a little bit more aggressive too early on before he levels E. I actually do want to check very quickly. We're at 1430 right now. I'm going to go back and see what order that Azir level hit his abilities. 1430. So he started W. He's probably going to go Q next. Okay. Okay, I understand. So Q is the soldier dash, and then E is his self dash, right? Okay. So he's gonna go WQ. So already at level 2, he'll have access to that dash most of the time, probably. Okay, so I think at 1430, the game's gonna start opening up. As you can see, there's a lot more kills and objectives that are gonna be start being taken. So we'll get to take a look at the macro game a little bit. I'm deciding to hit this tower here. I do have bone plating, because Azir roamed bot, and my bot lane did a good job managing to avoid that Azir gank. He did use his teleport for that, so get some free tower damage. I do see Shyvana coming on that ward. Azir is still wasting his time bot, but somehow he managed to get that kill on Sona. That's unfortunate. Now, jungler's busy taking the wave. I know Azir used his TP bot lane. He's no resources, so I can look for this hover top. To be honest, Fiddle and Cassante kind of got this handled without me. Or maybe they did to me, I don't know. They did both have their flash, they probably could have run him down. Do lose the mid tower for this, maybe I should have just let them take care of it. Take care of GP. But not the end of the world. We do get Rift Herald on the back of that kill. No we don't. I remember this. Yeah. Flash the Azir ult. That was pretty nice actually. I think I actually level up here. I got very lucky here because I'm actually 15 mana, I don't have enough for W. So Shyvana gets killed, right? That gives me the W reset, but I actually didn't have enough mana until I leveled up to level 12 from the kill. So I honestly had no clue Shyvana was over this wall. Very, very surprised. Let me see how she got there. Fog of War. How long was she in our jungle? Okay, so she was mid, right? And then we don't have any wards here, so she's just coming up. It's kind of unexpected that she came top, given that there were 3 of us there. Red buff is coming up. That's pretty risky for her to do that. because if she's on a ward, she was just probably dead. So yeah, just unexpected by Shiv. Make the most of it with that good flash away from his ear. Get the lucky level up. So yeah, I didn't place too great of wards this game, I don't think. In the early game I was kind of like constantly scared of a jungler that can't gank because I wasn't really warding that well. Usually if I'm not warding well, it's a sign that I'm kind of under pressure in the matchup and I'm kind of tunnel visioning on my lane opponent, which I think was probably the case here. I was a little bit not comfortable, not too comfortable playing into the Azir, maybe causing me to have some lapse in warding judgment. But anyway, need to make sure to pay attention and get those wards out. That should just come with matchup experience, I think, for me, because I'm generally pretty good with putting down wards. Now, this is going to be a tough dragon to take without vision control. Bit of a risky jump there from me. But it does result in that kill with the Twitch. It's only a support, but I have TP to replenish resources. Looks like I'm just gonna stay. I have enough resource. Azir is face checking. Okay, he wastes his ult. And Shyvana's gonna face check into 4 of us. So they're kind of making this easy for us. They really trolled this, or not. Okay, never mind. I'm not remembering this game correctly. It's kind of crazy that she can do this. I guess we don't have Sona ult. We do have Fiddle ult. Yeah, Fiddle died with his ult up, and Sona ult was down. So I guess she's allowed to do that. Let me see if there's anything else I could have done here. I think I maybe used my ult late. Yeah. But I wasn't expecting that she could just do this. Maybe I could have ulted her right here. Very strange. I guess she's pretty fed. She's like 60 CS up on Fiddle. She's got 2 items. One of item is a support item. Okay, I guess this makes sense on Shyvana. I never really looked at her items too much. It's AD Shiv, so. Okay, guess you gotta respect Shyvana a little bit more there. I think the main issue was I was expecting to have like a Sona ult or something, but it was down, so. So yeah, kind of a bad death from me. Shyvana's really fed at this point. Now I'm on my 2 item spike with Infinity Edge, so I'm pretty strong. Azir is not quite at his 2 item, but he should be there pretty soon. He's got both components. Yeah, Otacon's the next thing to fight over. Fast forward a little bit here. Oh, Azir. Felt a little bit bad for Azir here, but he had no vision. This is one common way of dying. Like 20 minutes into the game, trying to contest your T1 tower, like side lane tower, generally not a great idea. The map is like so open at that point, people can be anywhere. Just kind of let that tower fall usually. Or at least, you know, if you're gonna do that, then ward this tribe rush. Oh, let me toggle the vision again. I'm not sure this is a great idea, but we do have a Fiddle ult for over the wall. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it works out. Um, Normally taking an icon like this, when the enemies like know you're on it, it can be a little bit dicey, but with an ult like Fiddle ults and an ult, we have pretty good control of the Otacon pit, so. Not too much to talk about here. Azir's here, so I can't really take this tower. I could have looked maybe to go on him here, but he's got his 2 item. I'm not 100% sure I can kill him at this point. Maybe I should have just gone for it, but it's a close game. I mean, and we're behind in gold, so I don't really want to take a risk like that. I'm pretty sure I can't kill Azir. With all his dashes and the ult. So I think it's probably best to just play that one safe. Looks like our team's getting a nice pick mid, so we get their jungler, but there's no objective up, so not much to gain from that. Maybe we can get a mid tower. Dragon's up in a minute. Look at this again. Zona's getting caught here, so we try and trade back a kill onto GP, which we do. I do lose my flash for that though. Not super worth it with Dragon up in a minute. You want to just save your flash for that usually. But okay, trade kills. The main difference in the mid game between playing ADC and playing mid is that you're kind of responsible for farming the side lanes. And as being an ADC character, you're not super safe in those side lanes against like assassins, but against Azir, it's like he can't really just run at you and kill you. If you have TP up, you should generally be looking to farm the side lane that's on the opposite side of the dragon. I guess we can look at this real quick, but I mean, to be honest, Fiddle's that was a pretty bad ult from me. That was a bad ult from me. I can lower the volume a bit now. The game is pretty straightforward at this point. We have really nice teamfight ultimates, which makes the game a lot easier for us. What I was going to say was, like if there's an objective up, like for example Baron's coming up, right? So what I should be doing if I have TP is I farm bot. But because Cassante has TP, I don't have TP. I'm supposed to go top, so I can be closer to Baron when it spawns, and Cassante can TP from bot lane. That's in general how you want to deal with the lane assignments. If only one solo laner has TP. Now, if neither solo laner has TP, it's a little bit more complicated. But usually you want the stronger like split pusher, the one with more pressure to be away from the objective, like a Fiora or Yorick or something can be pushing away. Or they can just choose to come team fight if it's something like a Ornn, and just 5v5 the objective and give side lane pressure. Not talking too much about this mid game because the jungler's kind of smurfing it at this point. He kind of just gets us a free Baron. Yeah, I mean, so as ADC, your job is just like farm mid over and over and over again. Like get 30 mid waves. Don't die. Kind of absorb the pressure that's gonna go on you. Now this was another really unexpected GP. I'm gonna turn on vision here. So I never really had any clue that GP was in here. He's staying off of vision this whole time. Uh, this is kind of crazy. Now I was trying to be kind of cheeky. You can actually fight Baron over the wall, but GP somehow just evaded our vision. We didn't have any vision there. So this was pretty awkward. Yeah. So because of that, we don't get that Baron. I should have probably just been with my team. But to be honest with you, I had no sense that GP could be there. So just a good play from GP. Utilize that. Didn't have vision.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Honestly, just having TP over a combat summoner, like what you have to take in bot lane, gives you a lot more agency by itself. You can farm the side lane, and you can, because they're generally more dangerous. I'm just gonna turn off the volume. I'm picking too much. It's a lot easier to feed in the side lane than it is to feed in mid lane, right? So just you being in the side lane and not feeding, and then teleporting in at the right time, and making sure that the lane assignments are correct, goes a long way. I had a suspicion Varus was in here, so this is a pretty nice blind dodge for me. Yeah, this is pretty good game sense actually. They've been really sneaky this game, so I was like, somebody in here. Pretty nice dodge on the Varus ult. Now we're just kind of playing for Baron vision right now. I'm ignoring this top wave because it's more important that we get control of this area, and no one's really pressuring that top lane. So again, Fiddle kind of smurf on the enemy jungler here. He's been getting some really nice ults all game. Now we have pretty good vision control this time. No surprises. So yeah. To be honest, you know, I had a 10-2 scoreline this game. Looked like I carried or something, but to be honest, this is kind of all on my jungler. I had a few kind of troll plays. I didn't really do much against the Azir in lane. He kind of got the better of me. Not experienced in the matchup. Didn't ward. Didn't feel safe to play aggressively. Didn't take advantage of my level 3 spike. Didn't go for a level 1 trade on him. And then got kind of surprised by Shiv a few times. Once at the Rift Herald pit, like over this wall. And then again in this banana bush when she like jumped into 4 of us. Not really respecting her. So yeah, I mean, like it looks like I had a good scoreline, and I mean I sort of did my job. I farmed the side lanes and got strong. I'm at my 3 items now, but I really probably wouldn't have won this game if we didn't have such a good jungler getting good ults down. So yeah, I think this game mainly to learn from this game is the laning phase could be better for sure. Taking more, just trading when I'm strong against a jungler that doesn't really gank. And the Shiv, she can't really do this anymore because we have the damage to one-shot her. And they made some pretty good vision plays too. Plays around to, you know, us not having vision. The GP up there. You know, Farah's trying to ambush me from brush. Not having vision on the Shiv by Rift Herald. So I think that's like a less of a problem. A more minor problem compared to the laning phase. Because that doesn't really happen every game where we get like surprised like that so often. But yeah, at this point the game's pretty much over. Fiddle's got like 4 items. He's one-shotting people with his ult. Doing a good job of like not dying and stuff, but yeah, it's really mostly on the jungler this game. Even though he is 100 CS down, doesn't really matter. At this point, just trying to take some towers safely with Baron. Casante's kind of trolling. Oh, narrowly dodged that as your ult. Wasn't really expecting it, to be honest. Don't know about that one from GP. Just fast forward a bit. Shyvana's gonna get caught again. And then another nice fiddle ult. Should be pretty close to the end of the game at this point. They just can't really team fight into us, it seems like, with the Sona, with the fiddle, Casante. Just have such a good team fight comp. Another fiddle ult. To be honest, a lot of these fights are just over before I even get there. Yeah. I don't think we end yet. We're gonna go ahead and take Baron, take Elder, or take Soul. And maybe base, or just go straight mid. Yeah, that should be about it. So yeah, I do want to just look quickly one more time at that lane. Here, this level 3 situation where I have a little bit of a health advantage, I think. Yeah, I definitely should have gone for a little bit more trading here. Let me just see where Shiv was. She was still clearing at this point. So that's good to know. I thought Shiv was a faster clear, to be honest, but maybe her first clear is a little bit slow. I actually was learning some jungle the other day, like I mentioned, and I kind of got a little bit more of a understanding of how like junglers want to clear before 3:30 so they can get that scuttle crab right at 3:30, right? So this is a pretty slow clear. I thought most of the time you want to finish your clear before 3:30. Is there a reason that she didn't clear faster? Did she like mess up her clear? I just want to make sure. No, it looks pretty normal. Oh, she went. Wait. She went Raptors first, Red Krugs. Okay, so I mean that's gonna slow down the pathing a little bit. I thought. Well, I guess because it's Shiv. But whenever any jungler that goes Raptors or Red Krug, it's gonna lose a little bit of time just on pathing, right? If you have to run all the way back up top from Krugs. Uh, okay. Anyway, basically I shouldn't be as scared of Shyvana on the first clear. Like, seems like she needs that entire 3 minutes, 30 seconds to clear her jungle. I shouldn't have been worried about it here. I should have just jumped on him. He doesn't have his ult yet. He can't. I mean, he can dash away, but I can still get some nice autos on him. And Fiddle's got a much faster clear, so maybe he would have ganked my lane instead of all lane, and yeah, I mean to be honest, he shouldn't really be ganking a Sona lane. A little bit. If we had been lower, if we had been heavy trading in mid lane, maybe it would have incentivized him to come mid instead. So yeah, I think definitely heavier trade onto the Azir in this lane. And then at that level 1-2, I should have just to go back there one more time. I should have took W. I don't know why I took E. Let me see if I I think I'm just autopiloting or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's about it for this game. Don't want to ramble on too long. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.